Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Quartet Lesson 11 Part 4 live stream. Tonight we're only covering two sections, and they are N to suru and Nでも. These are the colors we use for each of our slides. We have light blue for our example sentence grammar points, and all the other colors are for words that have shown up in, or have not shown up in Quartet or Genki yet, but that we feel are either important, as in pink, or that show up on the JLPT, so that they're probably worth learning. So as always, I have to remind you guys that the sponsor of the live streams are the members of TokiNiandy.com and the Patreon and the YouTube members as well. Thank you so much for your support. It's because of you guys that we're able to continue doing this every single week and putting out quality lessons that are hopefully helping lots of you learn Japanese. Let's get started with consider with N to suru. So to use this will consider or decide something as with N to suru, you just add to suru to a noun. Now that noun could be a nominalized phrase or something, but generally what it's going to be talking about is a decision that was made or a judgment that was made. It's used to show like when some decision or judgment has been made about generally rules or regulations or a law or something. It's pretty official language. You're not really going to hear this too much in conversation. It's pretty formal, sort of stiff, and you might hear it at work or something sometimes, but you're probably not going to be using it or hearing it too much in like daily conversation. Now, with that said, it is pretty common in the news and in newspapers, so it is worth getting used to a bit. So let's go ahead and jump into our example sentences. Our first one is, この高校では生徒のアルバイトを禁止としています. So at this high school, we are considering part-time jobs for students to be forbidden. And this translation is a little weird. Let's go ahead and break it down piece by piece. We have この高校では, so at this high school. この高校で means at this high school, and the wa is emphasizing what comes next and marking at this high school as the topic. 生徒のアルバイト. So an アルバイト is a part-time job. So part-time jobs for students. を that's the direct object. 禁止 means forbidden. としています. So it is being decided or it is being considered forbidden to have part-time jobs for students at this school. This would be some kind of announcement or something like that. Maybe you read it in an announcement for the school. Maybe they found someone who was working at the high school and they had to make an announcement about it in a little paper or something. You might read this in something like that. So it's not going to be like a conversation piece here. Our next sentence is, 今年から18歳が成人とされる. So from this year, it's been decided that coming of age is 18 years old. That is the truth here in Japan. For as long as I know of, it's probably been a very long time. 20 years old has been considered the coming of age or becoming an adult in Japan. From this year, it's been lowered to 18 years old. Unlike the rest of the world, which keeps pushing it up and up. I think in America, it's like 21 now. But anyway, no, I guess for some things it's 18. Anyway, 今年から, so from this year, 18歳が, so the subject here, the emphasized part is 18 years old. That's being emphasized by the ga particle here. 成人とされる. とする is often used in this passive conjugation of される to mean it's been decided on us. Like we didn't have any say in it. It's been decided for us. So, or it will be decided for us, or it will be considered. In this case, it will be considered adulthood or coming of age 18 years old is another way you could translate this. Once again, this is something you might read in the news or somewhere else, but you're not going to be saying this in conversation. 今月の食費の予算は5万円とします. So I will decide to make this month's food budget 50,000 yen. 50,000 yen. So this sounds like it might be a conversational piece, but it's probably not. It's probably more like, for example, if you were working and you get a certain amount of money every month when you're on a business trip or something to use for food, maybe this is the announcement about it or something like that. So 今月の食費. So 食費 is the amount of money you're using for food. 今月 this month's. の予算. So the 予算 is budget. So the budget for this month's food expenses is は5万円とします. So we've decided on or will decide that it's 50,000 yen. Easy one. This next one is during a test. テストで. So this is an instruction in the test. This is another place you might see something like とする use on instructions in a test. 次の物理の問題では空気抵抗を考えないものとする. So in the next physics problem, we will make the decision to not consider air resistance. It's a pretty difficult sentence. Let's check it out. 次の物理の問題. So 問題 is a problem. 物理 is physics. 次, so the next one. The next physics problem. では, so in that or at that problem. 空気抵抗. So 空気抵抗 is air resistance. を 考えない, we're not going to think about that. ものとする. So ものとする is actually a grammatical expression within itself, but it uses the とする and it just marks the phrase before it as what's being decided on. So the mono nominalizes 空気抵抗を考えないもの. Nominalizes that. ものとする, we've decided on that. This is in a meeting, so you may hear this at work, sometimes in formal situations. So 会議で, so in the meeting. 今、意見を言わない人は賛成とみなします. So right now we will regard those who do not state their opinion as agreeing. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of a difference here. We'll get there. So 今, right now. 意見を, so 意見 is opinion. を言わない人. So people who do not say their opinion right now. は, and that's emphasizing this next part. 賛成とみなします. So 賛成 means agreement or agreement. とみなします. So みなす is not する obviously, but it means basically the same thing. とみなす or just みなす means to consider as or to regard as something. In this case, it's being used in the same way as とする. So we're considering anyone who doesn't say their opinion now as agreeing with us. Same idea as とする here. So it's like a synonym you could think of. All right, that brings us to the conversation. Let's get Yuki over here. We'll read it one time at full speed. We'll read it one time slowly and then one time at full speed so you can try to get the meaning yourself. Then we'll break it down together. Yuki is going to be bucho, which is the department head, and bidakke. And I am A. All right, let's go.
というわけで、今週の金曜日は休日とします。よく休んでください。
ねえ、B さん、金曜日になんかする？
確かに、なんかしようぜ。金曜日は休むために休日にしたのだよ、A 君。
Oh, did we miss the に？休日にした。
しまった。本当だ。
We missed the に。That's okay.
にしたのだよ、A 君。
はい、部長、すみません。Let's fix it. Nobody saw that. Okay, we're going to read it at full speed. Are you ready?
はい。というわけで、今週の金曜日は休日とします。よく休んでください。
ねえ、B さん、金曜日になんかする？
確かに、なんかしようぜ。金曜日は休むために休日にしたのだよ、A 君。
はい、部長、すみません。Alright, let's go ahead and break it down. We're going to have Yuki read it one more time. お願いします。
というわけで、今週の金曜日は休日とします。よく休んでください。
In conclusion, it is decided that Friday this week will be a holiday. Please get lots of rest. So, というわけで is like in conclusion, or it might be signifying that we're going to summarize everything that was talked about before this, and that's what's happening here. So, in conclusion, というわけで。はい? Anyway, 今週の金曜日, so this week's Friday, well, that's the topic, 休日とします. So it's been decided that it will be a day off, 休日. よく休んでください. So please get lots of rest. So this is not obviously a newspaper in writing, but it is in a formal situation at work where an important person is giving a speech of some sort or just making an announcement like this. And this is the kind of situation that you might hear or use とする in. The next one is...
ねえ B さん、金曜日になんかする？
Hey B, want to do something on Friday? So ね is just a way to get someone's attention. B さん、Hey B. 金曜日に so on Friday, なんかする？ You want to do something?
確かに、なんかしようぜ。
For sure, let's do something. That 確かに is like, for sure, definitely, certainly. なんかしようぜ. Let's do something. And that ぜ is just like yo. So yeah, let's do something.
金曜日は休むために休日にしたのだよ、
Friday.
A 君。
Friday is a holiday, so you can rest, you know, A. Breaking it down, we have 金曜日は, so as for Friday, 休むために, so for the purpose of resting, 休日にしたのだよ. And that のだ is the explanatory んです from Genki lesson, I don't know, 12 or something. So we made Friday a day off, so you could rest, dude, A 君, you know?
はい、社長、部長、すみません。
Right. Sorry, 部長. 部長 is department head. はい、部長、すみません. And that's it. Which brings us to question time.
あなたは市長で新しいルールを考えています。〇〇は禁止とするの形で新しいルールを作ってください。
So, as I mentioned before, you are the mayor of the city. あなたは市長で and 新しいルールを考えています. You're thinking of a new rule. This is the format we want you to make that rule in. 〇〇 is the thing that's going to be forbidden. 〇〇は禁止とする. So you're going to decide on that being forbidden. の形で新しいルールを作ってください. So please make a rule. First rule we have is
市役所などで Wi-Fi を設置しないことは禁止とする。
So we're going to decide that not setting up Wi-Fi in buildings like City Hall and things like that is forbidden. So 市役所などで, so places like City Hall and or at Wi-Fi を設置しないこと. So the thing which is not setting up Wi-Fi は禁止とする. We will decide on making that forbidden. The next one is
二日酔いで仕事をすることを禁止とする。
That's going to be a hard one to implement in Japan. But anyway, we're going to make it forbidden to come to work hungover. So 二日酔い is hungover で So via being 二日、hungover 仕事をすること So doing work while hungover を禁止とする We'll decide on making that forbidden.
はい。
You're going to have a hard time with that one, Mr. Mayor. So let's go ahead and jump into this next section, which is called How About You Do with not non-demo, with noun demo. All right, so this is pretty straightforward in making it at least. You take a noun and you add demo to it. And what it's used most frequently as is saying, how about you do this? But let's compare it quickly to the demo that we've used before, which means even. So even so-and-so can do this thing. That's the demo we've learned before. If you were to mark a person or something with demo before, like Ando-san wa Ando-san demo dekiru, that means even Ando-san can do it. That's not this one. This one's a little bit different. So this demo, it has two usages really. But the first one is used, and the most common actually, is when there's a variety of options available to you. So you may have like 10 different options, and you want to present one of them as a possible option of something someone could do. Like, why don't you have a Sprite or something, right? There might be Coke and coffee. There might be a bunch of options, but the only one you're suggesting is Sprite. You're not saying you have to have a Sprite. You're saying, why don't you have a Sprite or something? And that or something is this demo. Now, there's one other way that this demo is used, and that's in conversation. And it can be used as sort of a roundabout way to suggest something to someone that maybe there's only that one option, or maybe you want to do this one thing, but you want to soften your suggestion. You don't want it to sound like you have to do this one thing. For example, maybe you just want to get ramen. You want to get ramen, and you say to your friend, let's go get ramen. But you want to soften it. You want to make it look like there's other options, but really you just want ramen. So you might use demo in this situation. Ramen demo tabe ni iku. So want to go get ramen or something, but really you just want to get ramen. So that's a little bit advanced, but in conversation it's very, very frequently used that way to just sort of soften a suggestion you have. But in most cases, it's used when there's a variety of options and you're just suggesting one possible option. And most of our examples tonight are going to be that one. So let's go ahead and take a look at our example sentences. We have 新しい, not 新しい. So at the supermarket, スーパーで, so 安いし、ブロッコリーでも買おうか. It's cheap and stuff, so I guess I'll go ahead and buy broccoli. Let me read that one more time. 安いし、ブロッコリーでも買おうか. So it's cheap and stuff, so I guess I'll go ahead and buy broccoli. Breaking it down, it's 安いし. So it's cheap and stuff. That she is like our English and stuff. It's cheap and stuff. So ブロッコリーでも. So something like broccoli. In this case, right, there's probably a bunch of different vegetables that are cheap, is what they're talking about. They're all cheap. I guess I'll go ahead and buy broccoli. ブロッコリーでも買おうか. There's other options, but I'm going to go with this one. All right, our next one is a nice short one. It's 今日の帰り、カラオケでも行く? So this could be, depending on the context, right, the situation, either of the ones that I mentioned. This could be, there's various options. We could go eat ramen. We could go to karaoke. We could go out to the bar, whatever. But one of those options is karaoke. You want to do something like that? So on the way home, you want to go to karaoke or something? 今日の帰り. So on the way home tonight. カラオケでも. So something like karaoke. 行く? Want to go to something like karaoke? Right. So maybe you really do just want to go to karaoke, but you want to soften your suggestion because that's very, very common in Japanese. Japanese is a language that is all about softening suggestions like this. And demo is a great way to do that in an informal situation like this. Now we have two people talking. We have ねえ、お茶でも飲んでいかない？ OK。近くに可愛いカフェがあるよ。So hey, why don't you go out and drink tea or something with me? Okay, there's a cute cafe nearby actually. So breaking it down, we have ね, just getting their attention. お茶でも, so something like tea or something. 飲んでいかない? So won't you go and drink tea or something? And this is suggesting with me, obviously. Okay, sounds good, okay. 近くに, so close by. 可愛いカフェ. There's a cute cafe. があるよ. There is a cute cafe. And the next one is a mother and I'm guessing their child saying, C さんは音楽が好きだから何か楽器でも習ってみる? C さん says, So mom is saying, you like music, so do you want to try and learn, officially, some instrument? And the kid says, yeah. So breaking it down, it's C さんは, so this is talking about C here. C ちゃんは, C ちゃんは, so it's a child obviously, は音楽が好き, they like music. だから, so 何か, so something, 楽器でも, so something like an instrument. It doesn't have to be an instrument. They could be singing. It could be anything. It's just one suggestion. 習ってみる? You want to learn officially. 習う for kids is to like go to a school to learn something. Like go to juku to learn after school stuff or go to, you know, a special school for instruments or something like that. So it's official. 習ってみる? You want to try and learn some instrument or something? C-chan says, We have a boyfriend and a girlfriend talking here. Boyfriend says, 夏休みは海にでも行こうか? 彼女 says, いいね。水着買わなくちゃ. So boyfriend says, shall we go to some place like the sea or something over summer vacation? Girlfriend says, that sounds good. I gotta buy a bathing suit. So breaking it down, it's 夏休みは. So this is actually just like our question time that's coming up soon. So over summer break. 海にでも行こうか? So this is a part to break and talk about quickly that before demo, if the particle that would be required by the verb, in this case, iku, would take the ni particle, the, I believe the de particle, the to particle, or nado, you need to include it. So, umi ni demo ikou ka. You can't say umi demo ikou ka. It needs to have that ni particle. If the particle that would be required by the verb is wo, ga, wa, or mo, depending on the situation, obviously, you don't need it. You can just say demo. So in this case, it's ni because it's iku, so we need to have the ni. Demo ikou ka? Shall we go someplace like the sea or something over summer vacation? There's lots of different options. So it doesn't have to be the sea. You could go anywhere. You could go hiking or whatever, but this is one option that I'm suggesting out of all those things. And it softens it, right? It makes it not a strong suggestion, which is not something you really do in Japanese much. The girlfriend says, いいね. So that sounds good. 水着, so which is bathing suit. 買わなくちゃ. The full phrase would be 買わなくちゃいけない or something like that, which means you must buy. So here it's a shortened version. 買わなくちゃ, I must buy a bathing suit. So let's go ahead and jump into the dialogue. We've got A and B talking about what they'd like to do.
はい、私 B です。
ゆきは A です。
あ、そうだっけ？いや B、
そっか。
B
俺は A か。
私
さて、何する？
映画でも見に行く？
いやー、特に見たいやつはやっていないみたいだけど。
じゃあ、飲みにでも行く？
それがいいね。
飲みたかったら最初から言えよ。わら。
Okay, we're reading at full speed. さて、何する？
映画でも見に行く？
いや、特に見たいやつはやっていないみたいだけど。
じゃあ、飲みにでも行く？
それがいいね。
飲みたかったら最初から言えよ。わら。
Alright, let's go ahead and break it down. We have わら。
さて、何する？
So, what will we do? This sate is to like to continue the conversation or to get started. So, さて、何をする? What will we do?
映画でも見に行く？
Here's our grammar point. We have 映画でも, so something like a movie. There's other options, obviously. 見に行く? Want to go see a movie or something?
いやー、特に見たいやつはやっていないみたいだけど。
Nah, it looks like there's nothing in particular I want to see, but so yeah, nah. 特に, so particularly or in particular. 見たいやつ. やつ is used to, it means thing. So a thing I want to see or one I want to see. は It's a topic emphasizing this next part. やっていない So やっている would be doing or doing a movie. That's what we would say basically in casual conversation to be, having a movie out in the theater. So やっていないみたい So it appears that they're not doing any movies that I like to see right now in particular. だけど but.
じゃあ飲みにでも行く？
Here's our grammar point again, but this one has iku, so we need to use the ni particle. Well then, shall we go drink? じゃあ well then. 飲みに行く. 飲みに行く is to go and drink, so 飲みにでも行く. You can throw that demo right in the middle there to be something like going out and drinking.
それがいいね。
That sounds good. それ and the ga particle emphasizes それいいね. That sounds good.
飲みたかったら最初から言えよ。わら。
If you wanted to drink, just say it from the start. LOL. So, 飲みたかったら. So, if you wanted to drink, 飲みたかったら最初から. So, from the beginning, 言えよ. So, 言え is the command version of 言う. So, to command someone to do something for godan verbs, you just move the final character in the verb in the dictionary form to the e column. So, you becomes 言え. 言えよ. So it's a command. Just say it from the start. Wara.
はい。
Okay, so question time is.
あなたは休みの予定を計画中です。友達や家族に〇〇にでもしない verbs とアイディアを出しましょう。
So you're making a plan for your vacation. You're putting up a plan. You want to go with your friends or family or something. And you're going to make a suggestion to them. And you want it to be a softened suggestion. So you're going to put the thing you want to do plus でもしない or 行かない or something like that. For example.
夏休みは流しそうめんでもしない
So over summer vacation, 夏休みは流しそうめん which is flowing noodles. You put noodles. I forget what kind of noodles. What kind of noodles is it? Somen, right? Of course, nagashi somen in a cut in half bamboo and run water through it and flow it down there and you try and catch them and then you eat them just like that. Demo shinai, so something like nagashi somen. Hey, next one is.
今週末は美術館にでも行かない
So this weekend you want to go someplace like an art museum. So 美術館 is 今週末 is this weekend. So this coming weekend obviously は美術館 so an art museum に in that direction でも行かない so a place like an art museum. Won't you go? Thumbs up を攻撃してください. Please smash the thumbs up button and チャンネル登録お願いします. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you know when we go live next time with one of these live streams. Next week, there is no live stream. Next week is our week for releasing a Genki bonus video on the website. また次のビデオで会いましょうね。お疲れ様でした。Bye bye. Planning to use these books to learn Japanese in 2022? We explain all the grammar from these books and more here on YouTube in detail. And on TokiNiAndy.com, we have tons of extra grammar explanations, interactive practice exercises with Yuki and I, native shadowing exercises so you can get practice speaking even when you're by yourself, tests, and even progress bars to track your progress through the book. We also plan on beginning to add tons of level-appropriate immersion material throughout 2022. We even have a new exclusive community for members where they can ask questions, help each other, and even play silly Japanese word games. Over 1,800 people have already utilized the TokiNiAndy and Yuki premium content. Join the community today and kickstart your Japanese learning journey.